Welcome back, fans of Championship Wrestling presented by CarShield. I'm your host, Gilbert CORSEY, here at the United World headquarters. And oh my, is the industry buzzing after the insane attack by United World Champion Jordan Clearwater on Danny Limelight. You could call this a first strike, and you saw it here last week. The Golden Boy taking measures into his own hands, kicking a cinder block right into the face of the #1 contender Limelight. Clearwater then threw the now signed contract to committee representative Johnny LaQuasto. So the match is set. Next week, right here on this program, we will see one of the biggest title contests in United Wrestling Network history. Clearwater versus Limelight, the United World Championship on the line with a 60-minute time limit. That also bears mentioning today's main event, a flashback of sorts with Jordan Clearwater defending said world title against Willie Mack from our Primetime Live pay-per-view series. And we'll get to that contest later. But we open with the return of Charles R3 Cassis, who apparently is looking to send a message to our own Peter Avalon.
The following contest is a singles match scheduled for one fall. Introducing first from Gravity Hills, weighing in at 350 pounds, Charles R3 Cassis. His opponent already in the ring from Shizuoka, Japan, weighing in at 169 pounds, the Mountain Breaker, Hero.
Set for action here on the all-new Championship Wrestling. Todd Kennelly, James Kincaid, Thor Skanky here with the call of the action. And gentlemen, recently R3, he's a big man that's been sending a big message. He wants to get his hands on Peter Avalon. He did just that, attacked him in the back. He's made it clear he wants a match with PPA at the Red Carpet Rumble.
Yeah, he's going to dog Peter Avalon until he gets exactly what he wants. But look at the Mountain Breaker trying to break down the mountain that is R3 right now.
And Thor, here in the world of professional wrestling, no weight classes here in the United Wrestling Network. A huge size weight discrepancy between these two. What can Kodo do to better his odds?
Why do they call him R3?
That's an excellent question. Why don't you go ask him?
I don't want to ask him any questions. Oh, he just spiked Kodo Hero. That could be it right there. Kodo might not be able to get back up from that one.
He shouldn't get back up. If I was him, I would probably stay down.
R3, the leader of the Agents of Chaos. Of course, we saw Bryce Saturn, Evan Daniels in action against 24K. 24K looked like they were going to get the victory. In comes R3 to play spoiler.
It's the biggest spoiler I think I've ever seen, TK. And Kodo Hero is just getting thrown all around the ring.
Devastating stuff there by the big guy. You would think, gentlemen, that Kodo Hero is going to have to use his speed, but once R3 gets a hold of him, it's a whole nother story. Kodo Hero transitioning to strikes here, Thor.
So Kodo, I mean, he needs to give up that grappling because he does not have it. Oh my, with that backbreaker, unbelievable.
Into the cover now goes the big guy, all that body weight down. Gonna be tough for Kodo to kick out, but he does. What's the age-old adage? You know, Gorilla Monsoon used to talk about that they would say a good big man will always be a good little man, but Kodo Hero, he's known as the Mountain Breaker. He's gonna have to prove it in this match.
Yeah, gonna have to use all of that speed, that athleticism. But R3 has really neutralized that with all just the big power moves. To wit right there, scooping Kodo up and just slamming him down. And he's got more malicious intentions right now, but nobody at the bottom of the well for R3.
Gotta believe that Kodo Hero saw his life flash before his eyes there. Now going to work, upstairs, downstairs, some nice pinpoint striking. Can he get the big guy off his feet?
See, I'd like to see him use that leg kick a little bit more. I think he could maybe break him down and slow him down a little bit.
Oh, used R3's momentum against him, spiked him with the DDT.
Comes up with the DDT. Out of nowhere, big upset brewing here. You'll recall that R3 and Bryce Saturn lost to 24K, and the first time we saw Agents of Chaos return to the United Wrestling Network. Big head kick.
Nice head
kick. Big guy's in trouble here.
Could be another big upset right now. Hero's feeling it. Gonna go all the way up top here.
From high kick to high risk. Kodo Hero perched on the top rope. What's the Mountain Breaker got in mind here? Swing and a miss.
R3 able to avert disaster. Wild swing and a miss there again. Kodo Hero gonna try and keep it rolling. No, this time R3 able to put the brakes on, shaking his head.
Thought he might be able to come with the guillotine there, but just too much power. The big guy with a vulgar display of power. Total fatality there by R3. Here's the cover, as you would say, tag him, bag him.
Absolutely.
Here is your winner, Charles R3. Justice.
R3 with a decisive victory. As let's take a look back at it. Koto Hiro showed his speed. This replay brought to you by Quick Quack Car Wash. And cleaning up the competition was R3. Comes up with that total fatality for the win. And the big man's got something to say.
I am here for one reason. I am here for revenge. For all of 2019, I was undefeated at Championship Wrestling from Arizona. I won the silver spotlight. I cashed it in and became the Arizona State champion. But you, Peter Avalon, because of you, I had to relinquish that championship because that would be the only way I could get you in this ring to face me. And yet that match has not happened. See, Peter, to you this is just a memory, but to me this is unfinished business. You have a debt to pay, and at the red carpet rumble, I am coming to collect.
Challenge issued. Will it be accepted? R3 once. Peter Avalon at the Rumble.
I wouldn't want to be Peter Avalon right now. That is a big man. I don't think I'm going to ask him why they call him R3, but I definitely want to know.
More coming your way on Championship Wrestling.
The 16-time world champion, Nature Boy here, representing Car Shield. Woo! Sometimes Slick Rick has to take his own ride, so I called Car Shield because I can't worry about expensive car repairs. Like a new engine, woo! Or a transmission, woo! Expensive car repairs have met their match. Woo! Car Shield and Ric Flair do it better than anybody else. Woo!
There are those who dedicate themselves to a sense of honor, to a life of courage, and a commitment to something greater than themselves. They have always defended this nation and each other. They still do. The few, the proud, the Marines.
The following contest is a singles match scheduled for one fall. Introducing first from Tyler, Texas, weighing in at 318 pounds, the grizzled outlaw, Big Hoss.
Big Hoss has been in some big-time matches here in the United Wrestling Network. Faced Jack Banning at one point. Recent fantastic matchup with Kevin Martinson, who went on to become the United Heritage Champion, and Big Hoss took Martinson to the limit.
Yeah, he made a big impact on Martinson. He is one tough customer.
And introducing his opponent from San Luis Obispo, California, weighing in at 250 pounds, the metalhead maniac, Sledge.
Sledge making his return to the United Wrestling Network, where he's been in action in Championship Wrestling in Hollywood, in Arizona. Now making his return, has had great success in Ring of Honor as well. And this, guys, is going to be a Haas fight. I don't expect much in the way of finesse in this one.
No, just going to be throwing some big-time hurting bombs at one another. It's going to be a lot of slamming and jamming in that ring.
Sledge celebrating recently 8.5 years clean and sober. Says he battled his demons in the past and just, you know, just focusing on his physical condition, lifting, competing in the squared circle has suppressed those demons. It's allowed him to be more focused and clear-headed than ever before. And something's got to give in this battle between Big Hoss and Sledge.
I mean, the utmost respect for Sledge. It takes a tough, tough man to battle their demons, not only battle them, but to win as well.
Well, he might be sober, but he's going to be punch drunk if he gets hit by one of those left hands from Big Hoss.
That's an excellent point. Or that big lariat that will spell doom for anybody. This is a match that looks like it could take place either in the ring or on Skull Island or the streets of Tokyo.
Yeah.
Two kaiju going at it here.
Paraphrase Apollo Creed, looks like a monster movie.
Yes. And to paraphrase Mick, these two can cause a variety of damage.
They're putting it on display right now. Early advantage to Haas. Sledge thinking it over.
And traditionally, with the red carpet rumble coming, this is when the monsters come back out of the woodwork, because either of these guys would have an awesome opportunity if they earn a spot in the red carpet rumble. I mean, good luck trying to throw either of these guys over the top.
They certainly put the rumble in the red carpet, that is for sure. Sledge avalanching into Haas.
It'd take a lot of strength just to Irish whip either one of these guys. Reversed by the big guy, Big Hoss. Sledge out of the corner and runs right into a big-time sidewalk slam.
Breaking the sidewalk, if you ask me. Into the cover.
And the driveway.
Got to be impressed with the sheer size and power of both these competitors.
Look at Sledge just trying to cover up after one shot.
I mean, you talk about it. You say it all the time, but you know this whole match is one big calamity of humanity.
Yes, it is. Well, they both look like they escaped from a lab somewhere. And like I said, just throwing big-time shots. Back and forth they go. Neither man afraid to fire. Sledge looking worse for wear after that exchange. But putting the brakes on, able to catch.
Nothing happening there. Sledge was going to try and get that scoop slam and get the big guy off his feet. He wasn't budging. I mean, Big Hoss is just a massive, massive human.
Hasn't done enough to be able to score with that, but now, yes, scoop and a slam, but look how much it took out of Sledge.
Well, we're not at the Pontiac Silverdome. We're at the Irvine Improv, but that was one hell of an impressive body slam there. Follows up.
My man's got to be leaking spinal fluid after that.
Exactly. Keep an eye on that lower back cover. Just able to get the shoulder up was Big Hoss. Yeah, continuing to reach for his lower back is Sledge. That might have been a mistake going for that scoop slam.
It might have been a sacrifice play, and it might have done more harm than good. And you got to think that if Big Hoss realizes in just how much trouble Sledge is, he'll find a way to fight his way back into this matchup.
He's going to be eating some more sidewalk slams.
Slap the nipple off of his chest right now.
I think it's somewhere in the third row. Nice souvenir.
Haas still able to press the advantage. Back rake. Aggressive move from Sledge.
Just two big, physical, imposing, hard-nosed competitors. And it is just a brutal display.
Rough and tough stuff from both men. Can't bully either one of them. Look, I mean, just look at Sledge just readjusting his jaw on the fly and then coming back in with a strike.
Both are given as good as they get here. Now, just trading forearms here, and what's keeping these guys on their feet is anyone's guess at this point. But this has been an absolute slugfest.
I gotta say, Sledge was able to have Haas reeling there for a moment, but of course, Haas able to fools
big
rush in.
Size 15 across the face.
Got him right in the kisser, and you could see that put a stop to the big man in a hurry. Stopped right in his tracks.
Try it again, launching Haas in the other corner. Oh, nobody home. Could be another big-time mistake. Lariat!
Lariat time. Gonna put Sledge out to pasture. Big win by Big Haas.
Here is your winner, Big Haas.
What a win. Let's take a look back at some of the action from this absolute monster match. A replay brought to you by Quick Quack Car Wash. There you see the superhuman strength of Sledge for the scoop slam, but it might have cost him in the end. That big lariat spells defeat.
It might have, and you saw him favoring his back for the rest of the matchup, and then made one final mistake, led to that lariat and the victory for Big Haas.
That was fun to watch. What an absolute Haas fight. That was, no pun intended, and Haas gets the big win. More action coming your way on Championship Wrestling.
We develop quality citizens who keep our core, our country, and our communities side by side on the winning side. Not for glory, but for honor. For a code that isn't written or spoken, but lived. It's what we do. It's who we are. It's the battle cry of our fighting spirit. Battles won. See all the battles Marines fight to win at marines.com.
At CarShield, we're always looking for the brightest talent.
Thank you for calling CarShield. How may I help you?
This styling, profiling, limousine ride, wheeling, dealing son of a gun is here to tell you that CarShield administrators make sure you don't have to pay for expensive auto repairs. Woo!
We want our employees to be themselves. We encourage teamwork.
And woo! Where's my yogurt? Woo! How'd that taste?
But at the end of the day, it's all about the customer.
CarShield's doing it better than anybody else alive. They're the money-saving, roadside assistant, tow truck getting, rental car providing, son of a guns protecting you from expensive car breakdowns. And one more thing, CarShield cars go farther. Woo!
Call 800-952-1286.
The following contest is a singles match scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, weighing in at 350 pounds, the Irish juggernaut, MIKEY O'Shea.
Great reception for the Irish juggernaut and a big-time homecoming here for MIKEY O'Shea. It's a fixture in the United Wrestling Network for many years, called many of his matches. At one point, went to war with none other than Scrap Iron Adam Pearce. Pearce threw a fireball in this guy's face. MIKEY O'Shea kept moving forward, and they had a legendary encounter inside the confines of the steel cage.
Fantastic knowledge, and just so great to see MIKEY O'Shea back here on Championship Wrestling.
Did you say a fireball?
Yes.
Real with fire in the face?
Indeed, the real deal.
You never use that in the cage?
No, I can't say that I have.
And introducing his opponent from San Diego, California, weighing in at 220 pounds, the New Age Punisher, B-Boy!
Somewhere B-Boy has lived is in the Southern California region and in competition for decades. I called this guy's matches back in Rick Bassman's UPW back in the day, and he has just become such a stalwart, such a physical competitor, and this should be an extremely physical matchup between O'Shea and B-Boy, two guys erupting back on the scene. B-Boy recently in one heck of a physical encounter with Bateman.
Well, no rest for the weary. B-Boy got another one standing right in front of him in the form of the Irish juggernaut.
A while back we saw Patrick and Chris, the Boros twins, who have great fanfare on TikTok. Somebody who also an incredible following on TikTok, none other than MIKEY O'Shea. He's really reinvented himself. He showed a whole nother side to his personality, but that's not the personality that we're going to see in this one. O'Shea's going to be all business.
Yeah, I would not have had that on my bingo card either, Todd.
Yeah, me neither.
Tell you what.
Oh! Little misdirection move paying off for B-Boy.
One of the oldest tricks in the book, but one of the best. O'Shea can get that big body movement, and he will run you over as he did just there. An incredible athlete for a man of his size and stature.
Irish Juggernaut living up to the moniker there. What a suplex just from one half of the ring to the other. And look at B-Boy writhing in pain.
Pillar to post, baby. Just sent him on a one-way trip across the ring.
Look at the face of O'Shea, too, just laser focused. Work to be done.
I know this was very emotional for O'Shea because Championship Wrestling and Championship Wrestling from Hollywood was his home for many a year. And he really grew up in this sport here in this program. And here we go. First debuted as the brother and kind of the muscle for Lucky O'Shea, a competitor in the women's division, and then just continued to cut his teeth in this sport and become one of the top competitors in the company. Spent some time away. Great to see him back.
Yeah, he's looking to make a statement here in a big-time reintroduction on the championship wrestling scene. You can see it written all over his face and in his eyes.
He's just loading up these punches, and I can't believe B-Boy is just getting back up from him.
Man, scoop and a slam with authority by O'Shea, just planting B-Boy. B-Boy, I think, suckered him in, though. Played possum a little bit.
Yeah, nobody at the bottom of the well. What a shot.
O'Shea's out here, guys.
Could be a knockout punch right there.
He's sleeping. He's dreaming.
B-Boy not capitalizing. That was smart by B-Boy to sucker him in because he made O'Shea do the bulk of the work. He let O'Shea take himself off his feet.
But if he didn't get out of the way, he'd be flattened.
That's true. He'd be the New Age Pancake instead of the New Age Punisher.
Oh, I think Mikey's waking up.
He might be going back to sleep. Staying on his feet. Yeah, impressive.
I'll tell you what, these two could cure your insomnia in a hurry.
The wherewithal of O'Shea to be still on his feet.
Oh.
It's like his entrance theme started again.
There are few harder hitters in the sport of pro wrestling than B-Boy. That is for sure. IQ changing shots by both. Look out here. Scores with the neck breaker. High impact move on the big guy. And O'Shea's in trouble. He's not used to coming crashing down like that. B-Boy looking for the victory. Only a count of two.
Nicely done by B-Boy. Neck breaker finding big time purchase. Planning out his next move and taunting. I don't know if that's the smartest thing for B-Boy to be doing, to taunt the Irish Juggernaut. And it might be coming home to bite him right now.
I don't know if he'll taunt, but these two will test. They will test the jaws. They will test the balance, the will to win, the ability to absorb pain. All those things are going to be put in the test. Clothesline by B-Boy, and the big guy
really didn't do much.
No, not even a step.
No.
O'Shea bowing up here. Saying, give me your best shot.
He got his wish.
That's how you do it, son.
That was an absolute decleater of a clothesline by the Irish Juggernaut. Living up to that name.
That overhand right, demonic.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, man, look out here. He's got him in the launch position. Maybe power slam. Yes, almost drives him through the ring into the cover. Close call, near fall. B-Boy showing what he's made of.
This is a very well-constructed ring, I gotta say.
You're not kidding.
Reinforced.
As Gorilla Monsoon used to say, hey, we've got to make sure that thing is specially reinforced for a match like this when you got O'Shea out there.
B-Boy laying in a heat. O'Shea looking to build on his momentum. Crowd getting behind him.
That's a chant we haven't heard in a couple of years here. And B-Boy, O'Shea maybe went to the well one too many times. Cutter! Cutter by B-Boy into the cover. Is that going to do it? No, sir, not yet. But not a lot of authority on that kick out by the Juggernaut.
No, B-Boy needed that in the worst way, though. He was looking like he was trying to hold back an avalanche for a good portion of the matchup. But swinging the pendulum of momentum back into his favor now.
And then right back to the old, who wants it more? Quienes más macho. These two guys just trading wicked shots. I'll tell you what, Thor, these guys are going to wake up slow in the morning.
It wouldn't surprise me a bit. I can't believe they're still standing.
B-Boy starting to string it together. Took a little bit too much time. And O'Shea caught him flush.
Oh, they're the only thing holding them up is each other right now. Is a meeting of the minds, a clashing of the heads. Looking for the gunslinger. He's won a lot of matches with that.
Well, that's got to be it.
Oh, but B-Boy, whether it was luck or wherewithal, rolls away from what certainly would have probably been a cover to end this matchup.
Yeah, O'Shea not able to make the cover. He just unloaded the clip with that gunslinger. But not able to make the cover, not able to get a decisive 3 count, but still in control is O'Shea.
This match has been split down the center. Great action by both. The crowd split down the center.
B-Boy in the precipice of disaster here.
Big fight feel with these two. A lot of respect by Bo. Wow, where's O'Shea going?
Where's B-Boy going? Oh no, you were right the first time. Rumble, big man, rumble on down.
An enormous, cataclysmic power bomb, and now that shining wizard by B-Boy.
Flying knee to the chin.
Right on target. He's got the big guy bewildered and gets the win.
Big tree, fall hard.
Here is your winner, B-Boy.
That was like a heat-seeking missile.
Let's take a look back at the action brought to you by Quick Quack Car Wash. My goodness, what a physical feast for the eyes this one was. That huge power bomb, and then takes aim with the Shining Wizard, execution style, and the New Age Punisher scores a big, and I mean huge, hard-earned victory over the Irish Juggernaut. Great stuff here on the all-new Championship Wrestling. We'll be back with more.
Hey, I've been looking for you, man.
No. Don't put your hands on the man.
What?
Can I help you?
You saw what happened?
Yeah, of course I did. What's your point?
Knuckles were thrown, faces were hit.
Yes, and? He's ready.
Come on.
Oh, okay. You know as well as I do, until his paperwork clears, his license is approved, not to mention a background check, I cannot sanction him in a match. But something has to be done, because I am tired of all the interference. Every single match, there's something happening. So what are we going to do about this? Someone tell me.
All right. Good. You do that. But I'll tell you what. This town's not big enough for me and crew.
Should probably work with him on negotiation skills, but there's something I can do. Maybe.
Want to shake on that?
The 16-time world champion, Nature Boy here, representing CarShield. Woo! Sometimes Slick Rick has to take his own ride, so I called CarShield because I can't worry about expensive car repairs. Like a new engine, woo! Or a transmission, woo! Expensive car repairs have met their match. Woo! CarShield and Ric Flair do it better than anybody else. Woo!
There are those who dedicate themselves to a sense of honor, to a life of courage, and a commitment to something greater than themselves. They have always defended this nation and each other. They still do. The few, the proud, the Marines.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall, and it is for the United World Championship!
Championship on the line in our main event here live on pay-per-view, Fight TV, and here you see the challenger, Willie Mack, but he's been a champion for quite a time in his tenure here in the United Wrestling Network. You talk about it. Think of the classic rivalry he had over the television title
with Scorpio Sky. Those were just incredible matchups. Willie Mack won the second ever Red Carpet Rumble. He was a Heritage champion and recently came very close to winning the world title. He gets another shot at it here.
And looking at things even deeper, Willie Mack has made it very clear. Not only is professional wrestling his life, professional wrestling saved his life. And not only, as everyone loves him here in the Commerce Casino, and not only has he found a way to have a successful career, he has far surpassed any expectations he even had for himself. You know, former X Division champion with Impact Wrestling, one of the stars, one of the originals of Lucha Underground. You mentioned winning the 2014 Red Carpet Rumble, former Heritage champion, former United Television champion, and this could be his moment to become United World Champion.
National Heavyweight champion in the National Wrestling Alliance as well. He's done so much. Can he become World Champion? Comes the champion. Golden Boy Jordan Clearwater won the title by cashing in his Red Carpet Rumble privilege. Has gone on to defend the title against the likes of Chris Adonis, Frankie Kazarian, an absolute legend here in the Southern California area. But those victories, certainly marred with controversy, do much, in fact, to that man right there, Prince Nana.
Look, many would say that those victories were tainted at the very least. And yes, Jordan Clearwater, look, you talk about a meteoric rise. Todd, you and I were both here when Jordan Clearwater was first sent to the United Wrestling Network by Carl Anderson. Anderson said, hey, this kid has potential. See what he can do. And if you look at Clearwater then versus Clearwater now, it's a completely different athlete, a completely different wrestler. But unfortunately, he's got Prince Nana and the embassy at his side, and they are completely muddying the championship waters.
My question to you, though, is obviously Prince Nana has been barred from ringside, and yet here he is. How do you hope to enforce your edict if he thinks he's sticking around?
Well, look, we have security in the back, and yes, Prince Nana is more than welcome to lead his champion to the ring. But once that bell sounds, Prince Nana cannot be anywhere in sight. That is a fact. If I have to get up and personally remove him, I have no problem doing it.
I'd love to see that. I would absolutely love to see that. But we've got the makings of a good one here. Main event, primetime live. World title on the line.
And you see the look in the eyes of Willie Mack. He knows Prince Nana needs to get out of here. And I'll be keeping a very close eye.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jordan Clearwater requests that you keep the noise down while he takes his robe off.
This has become tradition, and it always seems to incite the masses.
Clearwater appears to be shouting.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jordan Clearwater wants to make it clear he is tired of the disrespect and is demanding that everyone in the arena keep the noise down while he takes his robe off.
Not quite sure anyone paid to see this. Simply ravishing, right, Todd?
Yeah, I guess so. Certainly full of himself as the champion. Oh, man.
He really wants me to grab his robe.
The world champion is he's really throwing his weight around here. My broadcast colleague, Johnny LaCosto, representative of the committee. We had one of our attendants, our production crew.
I'm not going to be subject to taking the match from the United World Champion. I'm not going to get up and take him out.
This is complete disrespect.
Go ahead. Give me the robe. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much.
All right, Johnny, you know, showing a lot of class here.
Introducing first, the challenger from South Central Los Angeles, weighing in at 285 pounds, Chocolate Thunder, Willie Mack!
Place coming alive for the challenger.
As it should be.
And introducing his opponent, being accompanied to the ring by Prince Nana from Cincinnati, Ohio, weighing in at 235 pounds. He is the United World Champion, the Golden Boy, Jordan Clearwater.
That Nakarashi set the stage. You can hear what the people think of the champion oftentimes. You know, we've seen it on Championship Wrestling from the Irvine Improv. Oftentimes, the chants of "Not My Champ" when Clearwater comes out parading around with the gold.
At CarShield, we're always looking for the brightest talent.
Thank you for calling CarShield. How may I help you?
This styling, profiling, limousine ride, wheeling, dealing son of a gun is here to tell you that CarShield administrators make sure you don't have to pay for expensive auto repairs. Woo!
We want our employees to be themselves.
Woo!
We encourage teamwork.
And woo! Where's my yogurt? Woo! How'd that taste?
But at the end of the day, it's all about the customer.
CarShield's doing it better than anybody else alive. They're the money-saving, roadside assistant, tow truck getting, rental car providing, son of a guns protecting you from expensive car breakdowns. And one more thing, CarShield cars go farther. Woo!
Call 800-952-1286.
Wait a minute, Prince Nana.
No, you cannot be at ringside. Okay, did someone?
I'm not at ringside, I'm at commentary.
Did someone support my decision? Because I said get out of ringside. You're not allowed to be.
Listen, nobody's doing no type of decision. Prince Nana is in a different position right now. I'm not by ringside. I'm at the commentary desk with the Teletubby guys.
You know what? I'm not going to.
There's a whole table between us, my friend.
Okay, I'm not going to let you distract from this match any further. We have a United World Championship match.
Look at the body of the world champion of the United Wrestling, ladies and gentlemen. It's Jordan Clearwater.
Since you're here on commentary, commentators are supposed to be unbiased.
Hey, listen, you could be unbiased, or you can be biased, or you can be biased. I don't care. It's all about. Look at this idiot. Look at this idiot trying to take the clout of Jordan.
The clout?
The clout.
Willie Mack?
Yes.
One of the most decorated stars we've ever had in the United Wrestling Network.
He looks decorated, all right. He looks decorated like black and blue, like he's been beat up many, many times on the road. And it's going to happen again tonight with Jordan.
It's called battle testing.
Championship on the line. The two lock up. Champion and challenger. The big man, Willie Mack, the challenger, starts to back up the champion. Willie Mack's such a powerhouse.
Got him out the corner, referee. You see, he's taking advantage since I'm not at ringside. He's taking advantage.
Like a clean break to me.
Not to me.
You know what, Prince Nana? A lot of people claim that your man, Jordan Clearwater, wouldn't be the champion if it wasn't for Willie Mack. Willie Mack had done all the hard work.
Hey, listen, Willie Mack has done nothing, all right? Since Jordan Clearwater has come to this company, he has been a fighting champion. I'm telling you, if there's any key in professional wrestling, this man has it right now. Jordan Clearwater, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, he's taken on the likes of Frankie Kazarian, Chris Adonis. He's got victories over both, but he also utilized the world title and Invictus Cash and yourself.
And it's going to continue. I'm telling you, I said it once. That's right. That's right. Show them, Jordan. I said it once and I said it again. The embassy has the golden key, and we have the golden boy, and we will open any door, forbidden or
2021 Red Carpet Rumble, and that's how he ended up becoming United World Champion by cashing in his title opportunity. And you know, we talked about the progression of Clearwater. He is a completely different individual now. He's just as intelligent as he is talented, and he's putting it all together, even though under the influence of Prince Nut.
That Red Carpet Rumble victory that you documented, Johnny, took place right here in this building at Commerce Casino.
See, everyone's just getting his mind together. He's getting himself together. He's doing the right thing. All right? He has to be you. You don't have to be him. Remember that.
Champion challenger, former champion of many divisions, Willie Mack, and they lock up again. Willie Mack. Come on. It's all in the hips. I thought Clearwater likes to show us that, Prince.
What, the boogie?
All of this single leg kick.
A little psychological warfare by Chocolate Thunder.
Kicked off there by Clearwater. He's a Wickens. Oh, look at this.
Get him, Clearwater. Watch out.
Boy, look at the speed of the challenger.
Come on, Clearwater. Watch out. Get him, boss.
What a head scissors. What a head scissors takedown by the big man.
Todd, you know all too well, Willie Mack is a one-of-a-kind athlete. He can do things most men his size couldn't even think of doing, and we've seen it over the course of the last decade plus.
It's like a flying freight train. I mean, he moves like a cruiserweight. That is an unbelievable athlete. Gets that big body moving upstairs, and down goes the champion.
Get him, Clearwater.
I bet you'd love to interfere right now, Prince.
It's not about interfering. It's about the world champion being bamboozled right here today, right now, with this guy, Willie Mack. Do you see what's going on right now? He's bamboozling the situation.
The 16-time world champion, Nature Boy here, representing CarShield. Woo! Sometimes Slick Rick has to take his own ride. So I called CarShield because I can't worry about expensive car repairs. Like a new engine, woo! Or a transmission, woo! Expensive car repairs have met their match. Woo! CarShield and Ric Flair do it better than anybody else. Woo!
There are those who dedicate themselves to a sense of honor, to a life of courage, and a commitment to something greater than themselves. They have always defended this nation and each other. They still do. The few, the proud, the Marines.
Champion in control now.
That's what I'm talking about.
Pretty happy with
Turn out the lights, the party's over.
Reverend, I don't think so just yet, sir. We're a long way. I think you are.
There you go.
Grossly underestimated.
There you go. Take him out the corner. There you go. Right. How you like that, Willie? How you like that, Willie?
All the body weight comes crashing down, pulls the arm away from the ropes. Sound strategy by the champion. I'll give credit where credit's due. There was a whole lot of velocity in that Irish whip, and the challenger just crumbled to the canvas.
And you know, Jordan, he works out day in, day out on his craft. He's a wrestler's wrestler. Ain't nobody, especially not no Willie Mack, scaring this guy of taking the world championship from him. I guarantee it.
You talk about the world title being the golden key to open any door. What exactly do you mean by that, Prince Leonard? Where do you see Clearwater?
Listen, all you guys need to do is keep
pressure hold if Willie Mack walks out.
Ain't nothing happening. Willie Mack ain't walking out with the belt. I told you that, my friend. All right? You might have banned me from ringside, but you didn't ban me from here, all right? Watch your mouth. Watch your mouth.
This one had 2 headsets.
I think I might. How you like it now? Pick him up. How you like it now, Willie? How, Willie?
Challenger gasping for air. He's had a lot of the gas tank to be
You're asking about the future. Look at Willie Mack's face. His face is going to show exactly how everyone else's face is going to look in the future. All agony and pain all over the world.
Well, digging down deep, trying to take the challenger up and over with the vertical suplex, but Willie Mack putting on the brakes and muscles him up.
Oh, no.
Suspended suplex episode.
He's cheating. He's cheating. You can see it.
That was a perfectly executed suplex by Willie Mack.
To get a world championship. Come on, Jordan. You know better than that. Let's go.
And there's the uncanny power once again on display of Willie Mack.
I think this referee has a thing for Willie Mack. All right? If she has to think you Willie Mack, she should do that her own personal time. Not yet during a world title match, trying to get some love from Willie Mack. How dare she?
She's professional in every single way. Shut your mouth about her.
Oh, please, give me a break.
Oh, wow.
Come on, Jordan.
Conspiracy theories here by Prince Nana on commentary.
Come on, Jordan. Look behind you. Behind you.
Clearwater back to his feet first. Though, but Willie Mack charges big clothesline. Just running him over. Flying reverse elbow. Catching his second win. This is the challenger, Willie Mack. Look out here. Oh, could get him out.
No.
Big swinging slam. Looking to follow it up. Here comes the big man.
See, this is the type of stuff that I'm talking about. The animalistic vibes that this guy Willie Mack gives me is just, I can't believe it.
And it's what would make him an incredible United World Champion as he's picking up momentum here.
There you go. Cut him off. All right?
Nice counter elbow.
Cut
By
him
the
off.
champion. Look out here, Willie. Got him up. Some movement drop. That's part one. And now perhaps some style points. If Willie Mack can muster it here, he's eaten a lot of punishment.
You can do it, Jordan. I believe in you. I believe.
Whoa. Look out here. The big man flies standing moonsault. Here's the cover.
New champ.
Thank God. That's a champion. A real champion kicks out exactly like that. You go, Jordan. I'm proud of you.
What athleticism by the challenger, but Johnny, not enough, not yet.
Prince Nana, you don't look nearly as confident as you did about 15 minutes ago as Willie Mack.
Don't be looking in my face, all right? Don't look in my face. Look in the ring. Look at the real world champion, Jordan Clearwater. That's what we need to focus on. There you go, Jordan.
What a shot by the challenger here in Commerce Casino. We've had Next Gen Boxing, we've had Up Next MMA, and now we have...
I'm confident all the time. I mean, confidence is nothing. That's boring to me. Confidence is easy for me.
Two contenders just throwing bombs. What a short forearm cannon job there by Willie.
Throw it back at him, Jordan.
I don't think he wants to get in a stand-up war with Willie Mack. Back and forth seesaw action here. Main event, primetime live. World heavyweight title of the United Wrestling Network hanging in the balance.
There you go, Jordan. There you go.
Oh, what a shot!
Clearwater left himself wide open there, and Willie Mack connected with the monstrous kick.
Ask Usman what that feels like. What a head kick by Willie Mack. Oh, history almost made.
He's getting his win now. He's getting it now. He's getting the win back. Let's go, Clearwater. You got this.
That's right, certainly a kick Leon Edwards would have been proud of there, Todd.
A split second from history being
Don't do it.
after that head kick.
Don't do it. There's something going on.
What's the big man got in mind here?
Clearwater, watch out. Watch out.
Look out here. Body to the outside.
What is this?
It's a crossbody.
No. That's not how it's supposed to go down. It's not.
Prince Nana just
fingers in my face like that. You don't have respect. You don't have respect for royalty. That's why Jordan Clearwater is the fighting champion that he is.
Champ was looking for the Midas touch. That's going to do it. Cover that man. Cover that man, and we'll have a new champion. That's it. That's it. What are you talking about? What are you doing? Prince Donna, he's waving. It's waving somebody in. He's saying, come down now. What the hell are you talking about? Keep it back. Get this cash out of here. No, look at this. Giant of a man.
There you go.
What the hell is going on?
You know what's going on. It's the embassy forever, my friend.
That's a hell of an insurance policy. Are you kidding me?
It's not about insurance. It's about paying the price and knowing who the real world champion in this wrestling business is.
Not like that.
Jordan Clearwater.
Here's your winner and still United World Champion, Jordan Clearwater.
This monster of a man comes in here. Willie Mack was looking for the frog splash off the top. The big shot by the big man. And then Jordan Clearwater got him up for the golden sleep. 1, 2, 3. Another victory, if you can call it that, over top-ranked competition. Johnny LaQuasto, somebody's got to stop this.
I am completely disgusted. The embassy is becoming an infectious disease here in the United Wrestling Network. The official did not see this. This monstrous individual interfere in the match. Prince Nana should not have been here. Todd, you know what? I'm gonna shut up right now.
The golden reign continues on, but that gold is tarnished in my estimation. Thank you for joining us live on Fight. We'll see you next time when it's time to fight on if the champ doesn't put his tail between his legs.